By 1 o'clock, you need to wear that shirt.
Of Sunday's game against the Patriots, former Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman was on the ticket KTCK Dallas and had this to say about Dak's injury.
The great thing about playing quarterback relative to other positions is unless you just can't throw the ball, something's wrong with your shoulder or elbow or something of that nature, then you can manage the injuries a little bit better. I guess as the calf's not going to be 100% in 2 weeks, I don't see it impacting him other than potentially his ability to scramble. They've got so many weapons and such a great offensive line and everything else. I mean, he doesn't have to scramble, so they'll get around that just fine.
Right. I mean, that's easy for Troy to say, not his calf. Adam, what more are you hearing about Dak Prescott and this injury?
Well, Dan, it's a bye week this week. If they had played this week, I think it would have been challenging for Dak Prescott to play. Now, again, just take a look at Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco. He missed a week, and then there was a bye, and now they're hoping that he's back this week. Dak Prescott will do nothing but rest and treatment for the next couple of weeks leading up to the game against Minnesota. Now, Mike McCarthy has said he's optimistic, and maybe he is, but I think nobody in Dallas really knows whether Dak will or will not be able to go against Minnesota right now. It'll be a wait and
I'm going to stop there for 1 second. Should we actually believe a goddamn thing that Adam Schefter says? Should we? This is the same jackass that said that he may never be fully healthy. How the hell is it that this fool still has a job? How is that? We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
see kind of approach depending on how he responds to treatment and depending on how his calf feels. But again, if they had played this week, I think it would have been tough for him to be out there.
Who cares what you
Good
think?
timing with the bye then. Bart, you buying that this is nothing to worry about?
I'm staying aware of the situation. You know, when you talk about calf injury, you talk about compensation. You don't know if it's the compensation from the ankle surgery. And what happens is it kind of can creep up to the hamstring. So I'm going to pay attention to it, but I'm not concerned right now. But if he doesn't play against Minnesota or if he looks totally different, his gait is different, then I'm going to have a level of concern because, you know, part of his game is being able to get out of the pocket, not necessarily being Lamar Jackson or running the ball or Josh Allen, but it's about being able to be mobile within the pocket, step up, step out, you know, those quarterback sneaks. You know, so I worry about the compensation because what happens is when one side is injured, you talk about, you know, compensating. You usually injure the opposite leg.
D. Wood, what do you have your eye on here when Dak comes back?
That Shaggy's wasn't me.
Well, listen, guys. I mean, Dak Prescott, he's second in the NFL in passing outside the pocket, only behind Patrick Mahomes. So you can't say that this is not a big part of his game. Now they do have the bye week, give him more time to recover. But you know that's clearly a part of Dak's game and what makes Dak so special as a quarterback. Now they do have a lot of weapons, and Troy is exactly right about that, and they can run the ball. But I mean that's not something that I'm going to dismiss this whole calf thing because a lot of times these things lead to other things. So it bears watching, in my opinion.
Yeah, right.
Lewis, if it is an issue, if it bothers him or limits him, are they going to have to make what kind of adjustments are they going to have to make on that offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question because, look, even if he isn't someone who they're going to get him outside the pocket, even if he's someone who is going to consciously have to, you know, make sure that he limits the amount of times that he puts himself in scramble situations, he still has to take the ball from under center and get it to the running back. So there still is going to be some stress and some strain on that calf. And we all know this as far as dealing with muscle strains. You can rest them, be very limited as far as practice is concerned leading up to a football game. But as soon as you instantaneously have to call on that specific muscle to respond for you, you don't know what's going to happen with it. And look, I love this offense as much as anyone because it is truly the number one offense in terms of how multiple it can be and how it can do to the opponent whatever it needs to do in order to win the game, whether that be throwing or running it. But even if they sat there and they handed the ball off to Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott 45, 50 times, he still has to move. He still has to twist and turn on that calf, and it's at a location on your body where you just cannot not use it. He can't skip back to the running backs. He can't play on one foot. So I'm a little bit more concerned about it than maybe everyone else is because of that fact.
Okay.
Bart, what do you think about this? We've been so high on the Cowboys. Everything's great. Is this the kind of thing that worries you?
Well, every team's going to have adversity, but, you talk about the Cowboys. They've handled early adversity. They've showed a lot of character. They have more ways to win. Listen, they have a fluff schedule. They have an ability. They're in a weak division. So if Dak Prescott needs a little help, rest time, I'm not concerned with their ability to be able to win games, on their schedule. But you do worry about that because you understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. You talk about these lingering injuries early on. I talk about compensation. You worry about the hamstring. You worry about the Achilles. Whenever you hear somebody having, those type of injuries, they can grow and become, worse things. So I worry about Dak, but I'm going to monitor it. But they said the same thing, and I had concern about the shoulder. The shoulder has been a non-factor with that. So I'm going to lean on the side of caution if I'm, the Dallas Cowboys understand that you have a tremendous lead on that division.
That's true. I feel like we spent the whole month of August debating whether the Cowboys were telling us the truth about the shoulder injury. So I guess we'll take their word for it when we get it in terms of the calf. Cowboys 5-1.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as all you lovely ladies, this literally does not work. So let's go. We're already open for business and wake up the football gods here. Man, I guess we got open a little bit early. Let me do the mic check.
Mic sound nice, check 1. My mic sound nice, check 2. My mic sound nice, check 3. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Mike? Are you ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Apparently, you done stirred some shit up, didn't you?
Well, the title was clickbait.
The title?
Oh, on my video.
On your video? What was that? Again, I was focusing on getting set up here, so I lost a little bit what you were talking about.
What do you mean? I was talking about they're going to treat Michael Gallup like they did Mari Cooper. And let him go see what he can get elsewhere. And then
well, I don't think that's quite the case. Well, here's the thing.
You think they're going to let him go, or they're going to let him explore his options first?
Here's the thing.
I think they'll let him explore his options.
I think the problem is his options are going to be about $12 or $14 million.
Do you think Dallas Cowboys can afford to do that?
They can't afford him. And here's the thing.
If we let Lyle Collins go.
Hold on. Let me say hello to the lovely ladies. I see Jennifer. Oh, Jenny lost her favorite penny. So I gave her $1. She kissed me and I hollered. Oh, okay. I know Roland remembers that. What's up, Roland's Review? Shout out to you, Roland. I know Gina Thorne, who's really a rose. What's up, Gina? How are you doing? Did I see Damn Gina up in here?
Yeah, she was in here.
Damn Gina, what's up, Damn Gina? I thought I saw Lola. What's up, Lola? Where are you, Lola? Lola, where are you? I know you're in here.
Bobby,
all right, and I see
Thomas
D2 Stu. All right, I got a shitty subject I got to talk about here. I'm going to try and make my buddy feel better here. Okay, this is probably the wrong kind of story to tell, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to deal with shit. Stewart in the hospital has already had Jason Renfro. What's up, Jason? Has had 3 surgeries. And when you're in the hospital, between the food they give you and the medications and all that stuff, your plumbing gets backed up. And Stewart was backed up, and you should have seen some of the emojis that he sent me. But thank God, Stewart is no longer full of shit. He's not. He cleansed the thing out. And to try and let him know, I understood what he was going through. When I had the flesh-eating bacteria, I had 3 surgeries in a week. They had me on such heavy-duty medication to save my life that I didn't know my name for the first week. And what was crazy was when I started getting my mental faculties back, I realized I hadn't taken a dump. I'd been in the hospital for over a week, and it's like, nurse, I ain't been out this bed. I ain't pooped for a week. And she said, I'll let the doctor know. So the doctor said, yeah, well, that happens with the Rocephin and the heavy antibiotics that you're on and stuff, but we'll get you some laxative. Okay. So it was like 2 more days, and I was still like, damn, I still ain't gone. I'm eating food. I don't know where it's going, but it ain't coming out. So I said, well, we'll get you some heavier laxatives. And by this time,
he said he's still backed up.
He's still backed up.
That's what he says on the thing.
Well, that's what I'm trying to make you let you know. I understand. I feel your pain because it was literally day 11.
Howard Floyd.
11.
In a minute.
Before finally I felt a little rumble, rumble, rumble. I was like, oh my God, here it is. But my leg has had 3 surgeries. I can't walk. And I'm hitting the button, nurse. I got to go to the bathroom. They said, okay, we'll be there. You know, I'm like, nurse, I ate shit for 11 days. I got to go bad, like right now. Okay. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. You know, I was like, I was on the toilet. I literally thought I need a bigger toilet because it's going to overflow. I mean,
you know what you needed?
What?
The Washington Stadium.
You know what? That's exactly what I needed. I needed FedEx Field. After 11 days, I could have filled that place up. Okay. So, Stu, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. But our thoughts and prayers are out to you, buddy. I know you want to get up out of there and everything else, but they're taking good care of you. We love you, man, and we miss you being on here, but we're glad that you're here. Okay, so now that I've done dealt with that shit.
So you're talking about the Washington Stadium. So
well, you know, okay.
Size toilet.
I guess that was a little too much information there. But, you know, sometimes you just got to laugh at shit, okay? Sometimes shit's not funny, but it's funny.
Washington has porta potties, so.
Oh, man. Look, Rich. Rich. This is how bad it was. You had to flush in mid-poop. You didn't wait till it's like, we got to get rid of it. Come on, go. Okay, all right. It must be a bye week because we're talking about shit here. Okay, so Jerry Jones said today, okay, of course, Dr. Jerry, you know, Dak Prescott, he's been taking care, treating that leg. He's getting everything done at home, and he's doing everything he can. He is big thumbs up. I don't know how big a thumb it is, but big thumbs up. He'll be good to go against the Minnesota Vikings, okay? So that's what he said. Now, Stephen Jones said a little more cautiously that Dak Prescott is doing well and everything else, and he believes Dak Prescott will do everything possible to be ready for next week, and don't count Dak Prescott out. So he was a little bit more cautious than, Jerry Jones. So what's up today? How's it going? Jeff Lee, it's going good, man. Jeff, it's going good, man. It's going good. I'm still alive. Okay, I survived the mountain of shit back there when I had flesh-eating bacteria, and that's to let you know, Stu, you're going to survive it too, buddy. You're going to survive it. And I'm going to tell you, it felt so good after that. After that happened, I was like, oh, my God. I mean, it was like, ooh, I mean, you know how it is. Okay, anyway. Alicia, what's up, Alicia? How are you doing? All right, so Jerry went on about a couple other things. One, he talked about Demontre Kazee. Kazee, of course, who had a little indigestion on Tuesday. Kyle, I didn't have time to before the show. I'll check it out after the show, okay? I thought you were going to bed. Kyle. But I'll check it out, man. I appreciate the game. Well, I'm not real good with games because I'm old, but I'll check it out. What's up, David Wiley? How are you doing? So he said, Demontre Kazee, the NFL has a protocol for these situations and stuff, and he has to wait to hear back from the NFL.
But he still got cut.
Huh? Who got cut?
I thought Kazee got cut.
He didn't get cut. They didn't cut him.
I thought they did.
They did? I didn't know about it. Who said they cut him?
The one that was driving and drinking?
Drunk, yeah, he did.
I thought they cut him.
They ain't. Man, don't scare me like that. But here's the thing.
No, I didn't know. That's why I asked.
Here's my thing right now. There is no way, no how that the NFL should do anything to Demontre Kazee right now. Because I'm sitting here looking at Deshaun Watson.
No. You want to know who's worse? What about the drunk man that went into that tunnel backwards?
Wild man.
And was still able to play football. It's like. That guy should have been.
That's just
taken out of the
Brian
NFL.
Flowers. Come on. Hey, you know what? One day, Brian, you're going to have to deal with that shit too. I'm telling you, when you go to the hospital, I don't know what they do, but that medication it'll back your shit up. I'm telling you. Okay? You know what? We're all adults here. We're all adults. Okay? Roland, she got a laugh out of it. Why can't she? Come on. Chase Martinez. What's up, Chase? Another one. I'm assuming it's a picture of a lady. Chase. Okay. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. Say, hey, you know, I got a picture of a lady on here. I'm okay. They won't suspend for DUI. But here's the thing, though. It's a Dallas Cowboy player. It's a Dallas Cowboy player. So, you know, the book gets thrown a lot harder because think about Zeke Elliott. Deidre Walton. I'm sorry. Okay, forgive me. Okay. Deidre Walton, who has just become a minister. Shout out to you.
There she is.
Who? Gina.
Gina.
Shout out to Deidre Walton. Look, I'm just trying to help my buddy through a bad time right now who's in the hospital and dealing with some shit and things. Just trying to say, hey, I understand your pain, okay? I'm just kind of dealing with that. But congratulations. Anybody needs somebody to marry them, Deidre Walton can definitely do it. Take care of that for you. What? She just became a minister. She just got, she can marry you. You got anybody you want to marry?
Not
Mark, you're not only one who's been, okay, right.
Shout out Floyd.
Deidre, you don't watch the channel all the time. You got to understand, I literally had a colonoscopy, woke up in the recovery room, reached into my bag and grabbed my phone laying in the bed there and said, listen, guys, if you're over 50, get your butt checked out.
Now, Dak Prescott said,
I mean, seriously.
No, Dak Prescott.
That's just the way I'm just an open person.
No, Dak Prescott's going to do this at 40, but it might be because it runs in his family. Cancer runs in his family. But he's not going to do his at 40.
Wait a minute, Josh, hold it.
He's not going to do his.
I love how you got your big boy panties and are being all cocky and smiling ear to ear about the Cowboys. You've been gloating hard, Tubbs, but Cowboys are good. Can't front. Okay, I was reading that and I was like, wait a minute. I think he's getting ready to slap us. I thought he was going to say we're going to be like doomed. Now listen, I'm the first one to say 1 week at a time because we're going to go through bad times. Look, you know, Cleveland, you know, they just lost like everybody. They found a way to win though. They found a way to win.
Know, and I lost money in that game too.
You know, we already got Dak right now with a hurt calf.
But we got a bye week, so hopefully.
We got a bye week, but you don't know seriously how severe that technically is. Jerry Jones says big thumbs up, but who really knows?
What did Steven say?
Steven was more.
That's the one I trust more than Jerry because Jerry's about getting the clicks and people to watch.
You're here in Houston and no one is talking about the DUI anymore? Well, that's good to hear. Eagles of America over there in Mexico. What's up, Eagles of America? Mike laughs out. But seriously though, if anybody needs to get married, for whatever reason, because it's just love and all that, I got the minister for you right here, Deidre Walton.
Maybe a couple of years, but not now.
Okay. Chickasaw, Montana, 808. You must be new here because I probably butchered up your name too. You got to understand something, son.
No,
you got to understand something.
No,
I'm not real bright.
No.
I can't pronounce name. Okay. I used to call him Michael for years. Michael. Michael, come here.
No, that was my sister.
Okay.
But he's a regular, but he must change his name because I remember the profile. He must have changed his name.
Okay.
The profile picture looks familiar.
I'm a name butcher. See, look, I own it.
Made it more complicated.
Listen. Just be you. I'm being me, okay? I can't phonetically sound the shit out or anything like that. I just can't do it, okay? Back in school, I was dyslexic. I was an idiot. They say sound it out, okay? I would say knee, N-E-E. They're like, no, that's not how it's spelled. It's with a K. It's like, I don't say knee. What do you mean sound it out? Knee? What the, what? I'm being real with you, man. I'm just being real. DeMontre, because at least I got the Kazee part right, okay? I just can't. You know who I'm talking about. How about that, okay? I'm still backed up, Mark. I have fluid on the lungs, chest, thyroid, so oxygen tubes. All right, well, it's going to get better still. I promise you, buddy. I promise you. Jobu, no, not Jobu. Jobu's not a minister. Deidre Walton, my good friend Deidre Walton is a okay. Let me just move right on through. Howard Floyd, shout out to you, Howard Floyd. Okay, so Jerry Jones says, we're open for business.
We're always open for business.
But with basically he kind of said, you're always open for business. It's kind of like when they said Cam Newton, when Jolena, whatever her name was, she said the Cowboys will do their due diligence on Cam Newton. And that's all of a sudden start off everybody, the Cowboys are going to go sign Cam Newton. No, that's just you do your due diligence on everything.
This is clickbait.
Well, no. Stephen Jones says player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job, and that's the truth.
But if someone writes an article about that, it's
it's the way it's worded. It's the way it's worded with plausible deniability. The Cowboys will do due diligence. Everybody's going to do due diligence. Everybody's going to go out there and look and say, "Is this a player that can make my team better?"
That reminds me of the article I was saying that they're going to they're going to trade Michael Gallup, and at the end of the article
that was
Todd
Archer.
Unlikely to move on from Michael Gallup.
Well,
at this moment.
Okay.
At this moment.
But here's the thing though. Actually, if you're the Cowboys, let me see if I can explain it the right way, because I know Kyle is new here with football and stuff. This time of year, less than 2 weeks before the trade deadlines, there's two kinds of teams. There are buyers and then there's sellers. If you're the New York Giants right now, you are a seller. You look at this and say, my team absolutely sucks. We got no chance in hell, okay? I mean, seriously. I know y'all like that one. Can you dig it? So if you're the Giants right now, you're looking at it and saying, we need to get better for next year and the year after. We've got some players that are older players. We need to get those off the roster. If we can get some draft picks or younger players in place of them, get some cap room, then we go ahead and try and just fire seal the team. The Eagles are in that position when they think about Lane Johnson, who's older. You think about Fletcher Cox. You look at that and say, can I trade them for something?
They finally got rid of Ertz, finally.
Right, exactly, right. They got rid of Zach Ertz, so that's the beginning of the fire sale.
Compensation for
and so you do that because you say, this year's up. Now, if you're a buyer, you say, you know what? Things are looking pretty good right now. If we have a couple more pieces that can kind of put us over, maybe we got a shot to go all the way to win the Super Bowl. But here's the interesting part for the Cowboys.
Not too many good pieces.
Well, that's it. The Cowboys can be buyers or sellers, both.
But you can get a pick for Michael Gallup.
But see, you don't do it with Michael Gallup. And I'm going to tell you why you don't do it with Michael Gallup. Unless somebody says, we'll give you a second-round pick for Michael Gallup.
I'll take that all day long.
Okay. If somebody comes through and blows your socks, okay, all right, I'm going to do it.
First-round pick, you're gone.
If they're not coming through and blowing your way, then you don't do that, because Michael Gallup at the end of the year is going to get $12, $14 million. Galladay got like 13, 14 million, right? And has done nothing. So on the free agent market, he's going to get paid. And if he goes out of the free agent market, then you're going to get at least a fourth or a third round compensatory pick back.
That's what I said in my video.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily behoove you to trade him now.
Unless they say unless you sign someone with the same value.
Well,
unless I was confused.
Well, okay, but see, here's the thing. You look at the Cowboys' offense. Everybody's talking about them being the number one offense.
Howard Floyd.
Being the number one offense in football, and you haven't had Michael Gallup for 6 of the games.
And Wilson's looking really good.
5 of them. Wilson 5 of the games. Okay, so you say
could be easily number 3. Easily.
Right. So we can say we can make it without him. If there's something we can do with him to make our team better right now,
and Brown's actually
that would be bringing in somebody else. But see,
wide receiver Brown.
But here's the thing for me. I'm not looking to get rid of any of the players I have, because you could look and say Lyle Collins. There's some teams out there that would go ahead and say, we'll make a trade for Lyle Collins right now and give you something for him, right?
Or you pay $10 million on it.
I'm not looking at draft picks right now. You could say the same thing about possibly D-Law.
Well, D-Law wants to get out rumored.
Now, that would be a harder one to sell because of his contract. But I'm just saying that you could. But see, here's my thought.
Well, he wants to get out of there.
But think about this.
Possibly.
Okay, just hold on for a second. Think about this, though. You're probably not going to be able to trade anybody to get a starter for now.
Not D-Law
not anybody of that caliber. So you've got offensive linemen, okay, right? You're not going to get anybody better than Lyle Collins, right? You're talking about receiver. You're not going to get anybody better than Michael Gallup, right? And right now you could technically say these guys are depth. When you look at the defense with D-Law, somebody could get hurt on the defense.
He'll make it better.
Or you go ahead and say, D-Law makes my defense that much better in the rotation.
Yeah, more of a
in there.
Guy.
So what am I going to get for him? Maybe draft picks instead. You're not going to – I don't see where you're going to bring in players that are going to challenge to make your team better right now. People will say, Anthony Brown – get rid of him. He's a bum. But Anthony Brown, he
got better because of coaching.
Well, and he wasn't playing Antonio Brown, who a couple of years ago was one of the best receivers in football.
He probably still is at that caliber.
Joseph, where's Maya? Joseph, why is Maya up in here? Where's Maya? Oh, man. Well, Joseph, tell Maya I said hello. How are you? Tell her I miss her. But here's the thing. It's a long season. So at this moment, there's not a sense of urgency where you say, I've got to have a player to fill a spot.
Not until the end of the year.
So I'm holding on to those guys because now, if I put Lyle Collins back at starter, then that means I got Terrence Steele as a swing tackle. I've got Connor McGovern, who's a swing guard.
We need to figure out who's the center.
The center is still Tyler Badish.
That's what I worry about the most.
Interesting thing today. You better pick up Cam Newton. You need a backup quarterback. Tubby, be smart. Cowboys, Dak may get hurt again. They're blitzing him tough. They are, but you got an offensive line that's keeping him upright.
They're messing with that foot.
It wasn't that he got hit and got hurt. He landed awkwardly when he threw the pass. But hold on. So I have depth on the offensive line. Now, interesting thing that I heard, because we look at Connor Williams, who is tied for the lead of penalties. He's got to cut out the penalties. Some of them are bullshit. So
you say he's Doug Free 2.0?
But here's the thing, though.
Doug Free was good, but he got penalized a lot.
But here's the thing that was actually a surprise to me. Offensive line rating as a guard is the 9th rated offensive guard in football. So if he can just cut down the penalties, that's the key.
Doug Free
that
was good,
is the key.
A lot of penalties.
Hurry up and run. Run the hurry up. What the heck have I got this yellow screen up, man? Forgive me here.
That was whatever you're watching, whatever you're showing in the beginning.
Yeah, well, you see we put out the pasture here. What the hell? Jobu?
What happened when you put that video up?
Is that what it is? It must be the belt coming to get me. D-Law has to be well, yeah, true. But here's the problem. Much like Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, of course, they let go because it wasn't about this year as much as it was about his salary for next year. If he stayed on the roster the whole year, then you're going to still have to make him a cut next year, and you'd still get responsible for some of his money. He got cut because it saved us money. Everything he's paid this year, he's done. He's finished.
Yeah, but it would have been sooner if it wasn't for his wrist.
Well, here's where it's crazy.
That's what it was. It was the injury clause.
Here's where it's crazy because next year cap hits, and you can –
Offset
you can,
some
you cannot restructure the contracts. But at some point with D-Law, we've restructured his contract quite a few times. He's getting older. You don't want to keep doing this. So the problem is D-Law. Actually, let me pull it up. Let me make sure, because I don't want to be a jackass.
Yeah, like this guy on the screen who can't wear a T-shirt.
Okay. Let me pull this up here. Okay, this is actually the salary cap over the cap, okay? Right now, you guys see we only have $4 million of cap space. So that's the other problem. If you end up bringing in somebody else, you've also got to be able to pay them, okay? So you see this right now, right? For next year, before we sign anybody, any of our free agents, we're already $14 million over the cap, okay? So when you look at DeMarcus Lawrence,
the highest one.
I want you to look and see what that cap number is right there. $27 million.
He's gonna pay.
Okay.
That's more than Amari Cooper and Dak
$27 million is his cap number, okay?
He's more than
Amari Cooper is 22. But when you get down here, Lyle Collins even, you see Lyle Collins is at 15.2.
But you can save 13.
Okay, and then you start talking about Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup will be another 12. So you look at that between Michael Gallup, D-Law, and Lyle Collins, you're talking about $55 million.
You know what you can do with that money?
Well, and again, now,
Play the old defense.
now
They
here's
have some left over.
here's how you have to do it. You're going to need to make two of them a post-June 1st cut, in which case you save $19 million of D-Laws, and Lyle Collins, you save $10 million of it. So
That's
between
almost 30.
letting those two guys go
That's almost 30.
or trading them, you're talking about $29 million of cap money. And I'm not, and let me be clear here. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that they should cut or cut those guys or get rid of them.
DeMarcus Lawrence, I can see them letting him.
But here's the thing. You got to do something here because we're $14 million in the red. You're talking about Michael Gallup.
D-Law would get you out of the red alone if you cut him.
Yeah, he would get us out of the red.
D-Law by itself.
It's not just getting us out of the red because we got to sign like Randy Gregory or Connor Williams or Michael Gallup. You know, you look at all of these guys like Kazee. You look at like Brent Urban. You look at Carlos Watkins. You look at Malik Hooker. We have so many guys that are free agents at the end of the year that have to be signed at some point. And we're already $14 million in the red.
Can't you do some of them as another 1-year deal?
But you still have to be able to fit it in there. You're $14 million in the red. Now, you don't have money to sign anybody. Come March 15th or whatever the beginning of the league year is, you got to have that red gone.
Well, if you cut D-Law, you'll get out of the red, but then you have to figure out the rest of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Jessica, what's up, Jessica?
What's the next move after
Oh, man.
Potentially, if they moved on from him.
What's up, Maya? How you doing? Like, damn, can't remember. Boy George, I know you miss me. I know you miss me. I know you miss me, Beline. Okay, actually, I missed you. Okay, I missed you there. Shout out to Maya. Glad you're in here. How are you doing tonight? The wife really and truly loves the picture that's on the wall. We appreciate that. And I know Roland's reviews, she ended up saying, oh my God, Joseph Etherly, he sent me my gift. Sent me the prize that I won. And he said he ended up sending me a gift too. So she's excited too. So shout out to you two, because you two have done above and beyond what's necessary to make so many people happy. So we appreciate you. So that's where we are looking ahead into the future. But at the moment, I'm not so worried about the future next year as I am this year. For me, I want to have as many offensive linemen as possible if somebody goes down or needs to come out. I want to have another playmaking wide receiver who will be hungry, because here's the key.
But Wilson's coming for his job.
That's exactly. This is the madness of Jerry Jones, who, you know.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed.
The magic of Jerry Jones.
With everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23
years. You know, he wanted them glory hole days.
It is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't.
I want me some glory holes.
So having said that, I want me some glory holes. So I have that perspective.
But Derek, okay, so Derek, here's the thing. Derek, here's where it's different, though. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was like, you know, a UFO came down and abducted him and they anal probed him like Philly 500 would say, and or something, or if we got an imposter Jerry Jones. I don't know if he saw the light and everything else, and that's why he decided that, you know, Jimmy, I've got to make amends for my past transgressions. But here's what they did, or what they're doing. But see, this is actually the front office, though. The getting rid of Jalen Smith was, we made a mistake on that when we overpaid. And you see what they did. There's a couple of things that they did that are huge. You remember when they hired Dan Quinn, how, you know, Skip and Shannon, oh, this is a C. You know, he that defense they had in Atlanta, man, you know, they got blown out. The biggest collapse in football. You know, the Cowboys, they do cowboy things, right? But see, here's the thing that's different about what happened. Because usually when Jerry Jones hires somebody, it's always somebody he's familiar with, somebody who's been a former Dallas Cowboy player, or they've been a coach and they've been elevated, okay? Because when they brought in Monty Kiffin, okay, Rod Martinelli was his assistant, right? So they promoted him, okay? Then when they ended up having, of course, Wade Phillips here, you know, it was Jason Garrett, you know, who was the anointed one that was going to be the next coach, right? And you looked at all the coaches, all kind of had, you know, from Leon Lett or Wade Wilson, all these coaches and stuff were all the same kind of guys that were here back in the 90s with the same philosophy. So even when he brought in Chris Richard didn't have the latitude to instill what he wanted to do. It was still Jerry Jones putting his thumb in the Cowboy way on it. Okay?
That reminds me, when we got to that fight, they had that conversation. He mellowed out after that fight with that Eagles player.
Right. Okay, so enter, of course, Mike McCarthy, the urban renaissance, Patrick Bennett. Love you too, man. Appreciate that. The urban renaissance, Patrick. What is that? What is the urban renaissance? Is that, and that's city renaissance, city renaissance? What do you do? Appreciate the super chat.
Sounds like the new.
Is that like rebuilding the community? Urban renaissance.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'd like to know. But when Jerry hired Dan Quinn, they did some things that the Cowboys never do. They let him say, "You're in charge." Because see, here's the thing.
I thought that was
the fact that we ended up drafting
McCarthy picking all his coaches.
Well, he did. Well, okay, he did. But then they said, no, we're gonna pick Dan Quinn. Okay, we got Dan Quinn. But see, Dan Quinn was able to pick. You know, he was able to do the grocery shopping for the defense. And as much as everybody said, "Oh, well, the Cowboys, they can't reload the defense in 1 year," you look at the guys that he brought in. He brought in a couple of guys that were familiar with the system. Okay,
I don't even recognize the defense from last year.
And he went out and he picked players that fit what he was doing, that were teachable, and then he proceeded to teach them. So that's why the defense was able to change. They went from a dazed and confused situation where now they're an attacking defense. And make no mistake about it, the draft was incredible. to get Micah Parsons, to get Golston, to get OC.
Get Diggs last year.
And to get Diggs the year before, you got to have players. But you have to have the players and then be able to coach them. And that's what we got. So you look at the Washington football team that has 4 number 1 picks across their defensive front, and they looked at them and said, oh, they're going to be great. Well, they're just not playing together.
You can put a question mark on last year.
Well, here's the thing that's kind of cool is last year they had so much pre-snap set. They were set. You knew what the Cowboys were going to do and get picked apart. And then you had Jalen Smith who was saying it's too complex. It reminds me of Marshall and Ajayi, and they say it's too hot. Because I used to cook really spicy food. It's too hot. That's what I felt like Jalen Smith was. It's too complex. It's like, stop being a damn baby and learn the shit.
That's why he went to Green Bay and didn't grade out that.
Oh Lord, he was the worst graded. But I'll say because he just got there. He's learning a new system.
We'll see this.
Good night, Howard Floyd. Shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you. Your fish is getting big there, buddy.
Patrick Barnes.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and I live in Newport News. I work for Homeland Security, and you're a musician. Oh, man. Well, you're just about 3 hours down the road, man. Shout out to you. Pat Barnett, appreciate you. So that's where the defense, they're able to take guys and disguise what they're doing. That's where, we looked at it and people said, don't ever put Micah Parsons in coverage.
He's actually really good in coverage.
Well, not as good as he is rushing. But see, here's the thing. You can overload it. You can make a look like, for example, like you can have overload on one side, right? You got 4 guys, so now the protection is swinging over there. And then what you end up doing is you end up dropping 2 or 3 guys back because where the blitz is really coming from is from the weak side where you had lesser guys. While they're now focusing over here because they think it's coming over here, it's coming from over there. And that's where you have guys that are dynamic that you can move around. You're going to make mistakes in there. You're going to give up some plays. But it's actually going to get better as the season goes on and they really get in there. And that's the other reason why I don't look at them saying, let's go out here and get another player and try and bring them in and have to learn and teach them the nuances. I think you're better off with the guys that you've had here all along. Because when you start thinking about this, you think about the guys we can't even really get on the field, like from Jabril Cox. You saw him make a big play a couple of weeks ago. You think about Boss Man Fat. You think about Nashawn Wright. You think about Gallimore, who hasn't come back. You think about DeMarcus Lawrence. We have enough players right here. We are deeper than anybody else right now in the NFL. I don't see where you need to get more people. David Pinot, what's up, man? Boom.
Take the money out! All of it!
So I'm good with not making trades to try and say we're going to bring somebody in right now. But I'm also good with trying to keep as much depth as possible because we all know Tyron Smith is always a couple of games, right?
I would start looking for his replacement, at least somebody that can
you may have him in Terrence Steele.
That can learn.
You may have him in Terrence Steele.
I'm not saying take over his job, but someone that can learn from him while he's still good.
True on that one. Definitely true on that one. Should we take care of this business now? Or should we wait?
It's up to you. I say you need to give the man an ultimatum. If you want to say that for a video tomorrow, I say you need to give him an ultimatum. They haven't till.
You channel members, there should be a new emoji that I put in there tonight. And let me know if it's there or not. I put it in there especially for the New York stinking Giants. It's a cockroach. It's real small. It's real small. It's a cockroach emoji. Do you see it? Should be the last one. Kyle Pizzle, I'm so disappointed in. I'm disappointed because you know what? If the Cowboys had lost, could you imagine the onslaught for me to cut my hair would be if I said, oh, well, I didn't really accept that the bet was actually just supposed to be the belt. I'm not going to cut my hair. Well, could you imagine how many people would be coming in here and trolling me and saying, cut your... In fact, I'd probably have people knocking on my door with hair clippers to cut my hair.
No. You'll have,
They would call me everything but a child. There you go. Sugar Daddy's got him. He's got the cockroaches.
Oh, must not be on here. You're not a member. But you know what, though? I could see Rashid knocking at the door with hair clippers. I can see him doing that.
I can see him doing that. Mark, okay. And FYI, I think Philly 500's lost his mind.
Oh, I thought he lost a long time ago.
No, I mean, he's really lost it because now he's making bets with himself. He's literally making a hair bet with himself. He's like, I guarantee the Eagles are going to win or I'm going to shave my head.
I mean, they might do.
But in fact, hold it.
They might win next week, but they're not winning this week.
I would show you this, but if I did, you'd get his phone number and then you'd be calling him. I wouldn't want to do that. But
I think they'll win next week.
But I sent him. I sent him a text and I said,
they're not winning this week.
I said, dude, are you betting yourself? He said, yeah, I bet myself. I'm a genius. And I was like, what the fuck? He said, I'm a genius. Everything I do is genius.
No, it's not, Philly.
I said, wait a minute. He said, it's 4D chess, baby. I win either way, but my wife loses. I was like, but if you lose, you got to shave your head. How are you a winner?
I know.
I said, now I understand the 500. Because you got a 50-50 shot of being a loser. I said, you're stupid. He said, no, I'm a genius. I'm a real genius. I said, dude, you may have to cut all your hair off. That's not the bet. I said, it is the bet. That's what you said. He said, or maybe it was just my beard. So what I told him is why don't you compromise? I said, have you guys seen this new thing out here? It's called the circle beard. You mean you haven't heard of the circle beard? Look, Google it. Google it. What you do is you actually just leave hair right here. You shave the rest of it. So
I've seen that.
You got the circle around here. So it's the beard just goes up to there.
It's like a lion's mane or something like that.
Yeah, it's called the circle. I was like,
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Like, do the circle beard.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
It's called the circle beard. So I'm like, yeah, that'd be. I guarantee you'll get a lot of people watching that one. Was that Philly D?
Yeah, it was.
Philly D. Shout out to you. Is Philly D the only Philadelphia fan that's been in here tonight? Has anybody else seen any other Philadelphia fans?
I mean, I saw another one, but I don't remember their name.
I don't even think Philadelphia doesn't even come around much anymore. And I know we won't ever see East Side.
If they win next week, then they'll probably come around because I think they have a game that they can win next week. But they're not beating the Las Vegas this week.
Willie?
They're not beating Las Vegas.
I don't know. But I tell you what, his whole thing is, I'm making some babies. I tell you what, after what happened last night, he ain't making no more babies anytime soon. He ain't. Look, here's what happened last night.
I mean, is Dave Gettleman, haven't we had enough? Shouldn't we, be moving on? Okay. Joe Judge, are we confident in him? Is he, really the coach? Is this the coaching staff? I mean, is it Daniel Jones? Because it could be Daniel Jones. Is he really the man? Is he really our man? Is it really, for us to keep him?
Will you shut up for 5 minutes about the New York football Giants? I just don't want to talk about it. I just want to get in some scenery here, watch some cars go by.
He's literally talking about jumping in front of cars.
Why?
What? You know what? Why are you getting attitude with me? I'm just asking questions. Why don't you just say what's really bothering you? Why don't you just tell Mark Holmes, say that stupid what he wants you to say. Just do it. It's not even that big a deal. Just do
Look
it.
at it. His wife is giving him grief.
It's not that big a deal. He's not even really your daddy.
He's not even really your daddy.
Exactly.
Philly D, how you doing, man? You are one of the few Eagle fans that have actually shown up. I miss them all. I miss all of them telling me how much Dak Prescott sucked.
I know it's too far in the future, but next week they play the Lions.
Well, this is their chance,
and they really suck. Because I don't think the Lions have it. Well, they're playing L.A. this week, and I don't think they're going to beat the Rams.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: the Eagles' schedule actually starts getting softer now.
They got the Lions.
If they can go through and find a way to get a win, they're getting some players back.
The Lions, I think they can win.
They got Dallas Goedert back, and I think they got another one of their offensive linemen back too. If they can find a way to win against the Raiders, and then again have the Lions next week, all of a sudden they can start making some noise. Now, and here's an interesting thing too: is everybody keeps talking about how bad the NFC East is terrible. Oh, the NFC East is so bad, worst division in football. But have you looked at the AFC? Oh, what?
We had the best record in the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, this year though. But you look at, they say, Cowboys are good. Everybody else sucks. But have you looked at the AFC North? I'm sorry, not North. AFC East. You look at
they have the best record against them in the Super Bowl, though. So.
Well, the Bills are 4-2, and everybody else, you got New England is 2-4, and you got Miami and the Jets at 1-5. That's worse than us, guys. At least we got two teams at 2-4, and we have 5. We literally have 2 more wins in our division than they do. So you know what? Go pound sand. Pizzle, man. You know what? You can go over and troll his ass, but he's just being a little bitch.
We need to, if not tonight, tomorrow, come up with a deadline to wear that shirt.
No, here's the thing. He's just out of the rotation.
He made you have a deadline about cutting your hair.
Pizzle made a bet to you and Jobu. Not honoring the bet made Jobu seem just as bad as it's just as bad as stealing Jobu's from.
That's right, Derek.
You know what he prizes? The belt.
Yeah, but he no longer has a belt.
See, I thought for sure I was going to be able to play this side by side with Pizzle.
And so before we start this video, I got to get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my daddy. Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
Okay. You cut my old ass getting up. I thought for sure I was going to be able to play Pizzle and Philly 500 there together. And see, this is where Pizzle, he's messing up my whole master plan.
Yeah, when you're a Washington fan.
Because Brian Del Rosa has been doing my artwork and stuff. It was just like, if we can beat Washington, I go ahead and get Rio as the third kid, and then I
get the special with all 3 of them on it.
Well, right, I was going to get a stroller, have it. So I got a stroller with all 3 of them, push them out.
No. You need to get a separate one just for Rio, and then you get one with all 3.
Right. Well, that's it. Right. So that way the I have a big star on my shirt and everything else, and Jobu on my shoulder, and I'm pushing the stroller with my 3 NFC East babies. They're my babies in here, my kids. But here it is. Pizzle don't want to play. So I can respect Philly 500, who may be shaving his head this weekend.
I don't know.
I had to go to the hospital the other night at church using the man thing. Wait a minute. Say what? Oh, whoa. I had to go to the hospital the other night at church using the man thing you told us to use. I used on a couple of my balls off. Ronnie Young?
I think that's a troll. Someone's trolling.
Okay.
If you use that's recommended, that ain't going to
I don't know how you could cut your balls off with that, but hey, okay.
If you use that's recommended, it ain't going to happen.
You're the first one I've heard say that one. I hope your balls are okay. Sorry, ladies.
I think that's a
troll.
I think they're trolling.
3 babies on a leash. Oh, man. Do they still do that now? The man just went to sit outside contemplating life. Pizzle needs a spanking. Watch Philly game for the meltdown. Well, Sunday, here's what we're going to do. We'll be here Sunday.
I may not be here. I might be
okay, well, I'll be here. I know E2 Blue, so he's going to be here. I think David Wiley will be here.
I think the Giant fan will be here too.
Yeah.
To watch his game at 1 o'clock.
Satisfaction. Listen, I've been using Manscaped too. I ain't had no problem. My balls are still attached.
As long as you're using that's recommended.
Bobby Ice says, make the shirt anyway.
I say as long as you use.
Willie says, don't bet Pizzle. Yeah, that's what I said. We just take Pizzle out the rotation. It's not like the Giants are going to beat the Cowboys anytime soon anyway.
It won't be us at the end of the year when they might be us.
Here's what we may have to do, though.
They might be us at the end of the year when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got to put a stipulation on that. If the Cowboys are, if Dak Prescott isn't playing because they've got everything locked up, it doesn't count. It does not count. Because that's truly garbage time. Speaking of garbage time.
Whoever's the champion, they make the rules up when it comes to who they want to bet with.
Okay. Well, if the Cowboys, because we play everybody the last couple of weeks. We're going to have the division locked up possibly, and it's possible by week 10.
We play Washington, we'll probably have it the first time.
I think it's going to be before we play Washington week 13.
We play on the first time, it probably will be locked up. But we still got to beat Washington at least once.
Well, here's the crazy thing.
I don't want to see that sea cushion for another year.
If we got 11 games left, if we just go 500 the rest of the way, that puts us at 11 wins. Well, 10.5, but it's really just I'm rounding up, okay?
One or the other.
Right, so it's either 10 or 11 wins. If we just go 500, that's insane. That's insane. But speaking of garbage time, I want to. Okay, this may be. I may be salty, but have you noticed how last year the big phrase was garbage time? Lord knows, Rashid is still. That is just garbage time.
Oh, look at this fool! Look at this.
See, that's why they came up with the term of garbage time because good for fantasy. That's what fantasy.
Have you noticed that we have not heard garbage time at all this year? They have not said garbage time about any quarterback out there. Have you noticed that? Because here's what's funny. Here's what's funny is when they talk about the Cowboys, they say, well, that Cowboys defense, I'm not sure it's that good because you look at how much they gave up to Jalen Hurts. They gave up 20-some points to the Eagles. You do know that those points were in garbage time, right?
Yeah, it's only good for fantasy.
Right. I mean, those were definitely, by definition, garbage time yards.
That's why they came with garbage time because of fantasy football. That's only.
You want the bye. I want to be in the top seed, but the Bucks have the easiest remaining schedule. If they were beating us, we wouldn't hear the end of. Oh my God, they wouldn't. Only when Dak plays. And thank you. And that's the thing that's funny. Because as we're looking through and talking about this quarter, oh, man, look at his numbers, man. It's like, but wait a minute. They're getting blown out. Isn't that garbage time?
Yeah, but it's good for fantasy.
It's like, nope. Sheila. Oh, Sheila, did I catch you earlier?
Hurts always has.
Hurts has had garbage. Oh, and that's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
What? Shout out to Philly D. He's actually a.
Do you have some newspaper?
What? Newspaper?
The new thing is the Mike McCarthy clap with the newspaper. Because he has the sheet and he starts clapping with it.
Oh,
that's the new one now. It's not just.
I hadn't seen anymore. That. Oh Lord. We got the clap, huh?
That's what everybody's talking about.
The fish wrap clap. Okay.
No, it's the.
Garbage time was from the Eagles, Panthers, and Giants putting up those. That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Look at the Cowboys' defense. They gave up a whole. Look, they gave up 20 points to Daniel Jones and Chris. Like, that was garbage time, right?
Yeah, and it makes them look better in fantasy. That's all it is. They gave up 20 points.
Is it only Dak Prescott? Is the only there's one person alone in all of the NFL that gets garbage time, and it's Dak Prescott? Is that the case? Dan the Man Cunningham. We'll see you later. Be careful out there. Philly fan D, I'm chilling. How about you turning up? Tomorrow's Gina's birthday? Oh, snap. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow, Gina. Satisfaction, I'm just kidding. Only Dak. Gina Thorne, best wishes. Everybody wish Gina Thorne a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Gina, tomorrow. A day early. Good night, brother. Dan the Man Cunningham. It was garbage time for the Chargers also. Say what?
It'll be her birthday in 2 hours.
That's right. 2 hours. Well, she's out west. So it's 5 hours for her. It'll be her birthday here in 2 hours, but it won't be her birthday there until 5 hours. Any second the Giants, Washington football team, and Eagles play is garbage time. Woo! Yeah, oh, my goodness. All right, so are you ready to do this drawing here? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, Michael is doing the drawing here. And let's take a look. Boom. Look at the belt over there. Looking all nice and pretty and shined up with the Cowboy star on it. Gina getting all kinds of love for her birthday. You know, it's so much quieter in here these days without the trolls. Wait until next week. Oh, you know, as soon as we lose a game,
wait
they'll be back.
until the Eagles win the game because I think they're going to beat the Lions next week.
Does that really count as a win? Who you got? Anybody we know?
Looks like somebody new.
Michael Robinson. Is that your handwriting?
That's yours.
That ain't my handwriting. That must be DMV's writing from Sunday. Michael Robinson, you are our winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, that's a new one there.
James, I did not get the sage yet. In fact, I talked to my daughter. I was like, where do you get burnable sage? She said you can get it on Amazon or you can get it at Whole Foods. So we got to get some sage tomorrow. Can you do that tomorrow while I'm gone? Get some sage so we can.
Well, you got to get her to come over and do it because I don't know how to do all that sage stuff that she does.
She sets it on fire and walks around with it.
So she does more than just that. She does a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. Oh, Reven S. Da, da, ta-da.
Can you dig it?
Shout out to Reven S. I appreciate you sending this to me, bro. I've got so many daggone helmets. I gotta figure out. I mean, I got throwback. I got the white ones, the silver. I mean, we got to make some more racks, don't we? Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Reven S. Peaceful. Good looking belt, Michael Anthony Fitness. Happy birthday, Gina. Michael not secure. Okay. Happy birthday, Cyrus. Yeah, that's our new one. Cause it's funny because people. Okay, I'm old. I've seen a lot of things, and there are no new ideas. And it's funny because I remember that from the movie in 1979, and Michael was like, "Oh, you're talking about Booker T, right?" I was like, "Booker T, what the hell are you talking about, boy? That's from the movie Warriors."
Yeah, I remember I played the video game. I didn't actually watch the movie. I remember that from the video game.
And I was kind of like, man, that's some real stuff right there.
I didn't know it came out like in the 70s.
It's like
I didn't know it was that old. I thought it came out in the 80s.
It's kind of like the Fugees when they did "Killing Me Softly." Okay, everybody's like, "Oh my God, that song is so good." It's like, hold up.
I saw some.
I'm like, hold the F up. I said that ain't nothing compared to when I used to listen to it at my parents' house on the 45 of Roberta Flack singing it. Oh my God, it's like the Fugees messed that thing up because they took it from Roberta Flack, "Killing Me Softly."
Well, rap music today, they're just taking beats from everywhere.
Oh man,
it too obvious.
Yeah,
the new stuff.
It's a remake. Yeah, right. It's a new make. Cam Newton to Seahawks. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm surprised it's taking them this long. Yeah, the Warriors is an awesome movie. That's a throwback movie there. Yeah.
The game is good, so I'm sure the movie is even better.
Yeah, okay. Any of you that are like my age, you know what I'm talking about. Roberta, oh my God. When she was singing, oh my God. Like I said, it was on a 45. On a 45 record, and I think I wore some extra grooves in it because I used to listen to it over and over and over and over again. Cleanse the evil wishes off the pizzle probably wished on us. Mark, what do you think of Lawrence, Gregory, and Parsons on the line? I think we're going to be able to have some great mismatches on the defensive. I mean, when you bring D-Law back in there, the great thing is you'll be able to keep the guys fresh. And you'll be able to keep them going, play after play after play. At some point, the offensive lines on the other side, if you got 60 plays, the guy across you is only playing 30, and another guy's playing 30, you're going to be worn out. You will be worn out by the end of the game. And that's where the Cowboys, you notice, come the second half and the fourth quarter, they'll be able to really take off. The other thing that I feel vindicated.
Lions only have championships.
I feel so vindicated. You know that? There's so many of you young whippersnappers out there that just kind of like, you just old and stupid. That's literally how they treat me. Because I used to talk about 12 personnel. And some of those, man, I don't want to see those 12 man, that's a running formation, man. Get out of here with that shit. I don't ever want to see 12 personnel. Man, I want to see 3 wideouts. I want to see 5 wideouts. I don't want to see those 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends.
Excuse me.
But damn if the Cowboys aren't doubling the NFL average with 12 personnel. I love it. I'm just kind of like, let me pat myself on the back here about that 12 personnel because that shit works really good. Joseph Heatherly says, I'm older, Mark. Not by much, Joseph. Not by much. Did I watch the video I sent you on the email about D.D. Lewis and the original Doomsday Defense? No, James, I'll have to check it out. I've been rather busy. I haven't gotten caught up on all my emails. I got a lot of them. Kyle Farmer, depth. 12 personnel, Eagles won. I remember, Mark. But definitely D.D. Lewis was the man. That Doomsday Defense, I talked about last year's defense, and I said, if you took last year's defense, how many players on that defense would have even been able to start back in the 70s or back in the 90s on that defense? And none of them could have.
Not last year. I think there's a couple of guys this year.
Trade for Tua, quarterback 2. Our backups suck. Oh, Lordy, here we go.
Injury prone. I went through his injury list, and the last 2 years of college, he was injured. About every month he was injured towards the end of the season. Come on now, that dude's injury prone.
Oh, Thomas, I guarantee he's talking about 12 personnel now because that shit's working. We got 160 yards last week out of 12 personnel because, and we're not using it as traditional 12 personnel where you have a tight end on each side because Dalton Schultz has been playing so well. Dalton Schultz, who's 4th in the NFL, FYI, in yardage. Who saw that coming? Okay, when everybody talked about we need Kyle Pitts, well, our tight ends suck. But sometimes we'll line up both tight ends stacked right there against them. And that's one of those things that if you don't put guys in there, you can go ahead and just run with those 2 guys leading for Zeke Elliott coming on the outside. If you do put them in there, then you put them out in coverage. Now you got linebackers. You are literally putting the defense on an island of having to make bad choices because you have so many different weapons. And it's actually just a great thing. Thank you, Philly D. That's where Philly D has more sense than some Cowboy fans. Why trade for a backup that hasn't won? Thank you. And is injury prone.
Yeah. The last couple.
That's John Jones. Yeah. See, y'all going way back too, man. See, y'all don't know nothing about no real music like that stuff. I mean, I could go on about some of them old classics.
Jalen Hurts a job.
We're getting double the yards and 12 personnel compared. Eagles of America, you got it. And until they find a way to stop it, you keep on doing it. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get what? Caesar? Mark, it's like watching Jaws in the 70s. They don't get into the water. Oh, my God. You're right about that. I remember when Jaws first came out. That was crazy. Everybody was afraid to get in the water after Jaws. I'm old school to the core. There's no way they're giving anything up for Tua. I don't want Tua. He's an ass. I agree with you on that one.
Well, he's the reason why Jalen Hurts has a job. Because Jalen Hurts went undefeated when Tua was injured.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he's a great quarterback or has potential, but he got somebody a job because of injury prone.
Here's the thing. I'm not okay. The Cowboys don't spend picks with the exception of Troy Aikman on quarterbacks. Roger Staubach, I believe, was in the 13th round. Dak was in the 4th round. Tony Romo was undrafted. Why would you think that they would give up a 2nd or a 3rd round pick to try and get Tua? Sorry, not gonna happen.
And I would roll the dice with our backup quarterback we have now, Cooper, for a couple of games if we had to.
You aren't that old. You're as old as you think you are. You're thinking you got one foot in the grave. I still listen to the Blue Magic, Mark. Reunited, and it feels so good. Yeah, I remember that. Finally get back to sit back and watch everybody else. Yeah, we're going to have a ball on Sunday. We're still going to be doing what we normally do, doing our game day live stream. We'll have the Philly 500 meltdown KMC. If he loses to himself, it's still well, Philly 500.
You're going to bet your hair for yourself.
Does anybody else? Okay, I appreciate the fact that the water companies are being more conscientious about using less materials. But I swear, the bottles are so thin that when you take the top off of it, it literally crushes. And so you try and, look, I spill water on my face. Look.
Even the big bottles are like that, too.
It literally just kind of crumbles in your hand, and it's just like, you can't help but spill it all over yourself. It's like, damn, make it a little bit rigid now. I was raised on Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash. I can't listen to the young people stuff. I won't call it music. I'm with you on that one. Tua has major potential, train under Dak, and he has terrible coaching in Miami.
Well, Miami wasn't a good team.
Snake Stabler. Dallas has never had a good backup quarterback. Because it ain't, damn it. Okay, Mark, we got good players coming. That's what I'm saying. We've got a whole smorgasbord of players that are coming back on our team. Why do we need to go ahead and try and throw some other guys in the mix here? Well, it is time, I guess, to get ready to get up out of here, y'all. I have had a blast as always. And let me get a little something. Let's have a little fun here before we go. Let me get a good one. Yeah, let's get this one. I'm not gonna pump up Pizzle anymore. Let's get Philly. Sure. Now, you know what? Because see, I see a few Eagle fans that coming in here and giving me a hard time. Oh, you know what? You bitches. No, screw you bitches, because you knew how you guys were with me when y'all won the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear any of this stuff. I'm mean or anything else. Kiss my high yellow ass, okay? All you trolls.
So they're getting the ball back with Tom Brady with a minute 29. That's eternity. Caught at the 30. It's going to be run up to the 35. He fumbles it right into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers player. He fumbled the ball right in there. J.J. Ortega-Whiteside playing with his fucking umbrella. Yeah, play with your umbrella.
Play with your umbrella.
Oh, I missed it. Go get the ball.
Oh, shit.
Really?
J.J. Ortega-Whiteside is useless.
Oh, my God.
He's as useless as Mark Holmes left nut.
Oh, wait a minute. But the right one is. Hey, it made you, son.
Stop whining.
Okay, you came from the left one, not the right one.
Minshew's inactive. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, is this on? That's on Philly?
No, it's on.
All right, first attempt for Tampa.
Oh, it must have been false start.
False start.
Minute 21 left.
He flinched.
Minshew's not even dressed.
All right. You know we love Philly 500. It's nothing but love here. But I appreciate everybody who's been in here tonight. If you're a channel member, okay, I know I've missed some of you guys. And if I have, let me know so that way I can get you your shot glasses and stuff to you, and so on, because I'm not good. I'm not good at paperwork. But make sure you email me, cowboysmark94@gmail. And here we go. Gonzalez. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and I will see you guys soon. Be careful out there. Be safe, and I appreciate you. Have a great weekend. See you Sunday.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.